Welcome to NYNJPA Weather, your weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. The main story once again will be our upper level low that is now moving into the Ohio Valley and will eventually move through the Northern Mid-Atlantic over the next 48 hours. This upper level low already produced significant impacts throughout the Northern Mid-Atlantic. We actually had our first F0 tornado over Philadelphia that produced some major damage to some buildings, but did not last all that long. Luckily, there were no fatalities, but 2 people were injured. The main story, of course, though, from this upper level low was the heavy rainfall. Rainfall amounts ranged anywhere from 1 inch to as much as 4 inches of rain or more. So clearly, this upper level low had some significant impacts on the Northern Mid-Atlantic. Over the next 48 hours, this upper level low will move through the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, producing widely scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. There is still an isolated risk for a few severe thunderstorms because of the cold nature of the upper level atmosphere. However, for the most part, I think that's going to be few and far between. If a severe thunderstorm does develop, we're going to have to keep an eye out for the potential for some rotation, for a weak tornado, much like yesterday, and also for some large hail. But for the most part, any showers that do form will be featuring mostly the potential for very heavy downpours. Rainfall amounts could exceed a half an inch very quickly from these showers. So if you happen to head into one of these showers, use some caution, slow down, and wait about 15 to 30 minutes until the shower passes if you're driving through this rainfall. Otherwise, broken clouds can be expected as dry air starts to move in. We can expect the threat for scattered showers to continue on through tomorrow, and then, well, the weekend's starting to look rather nice. This is the 500 millibar pattern from the GFS via the Penn State E-ball, and basically this weekend we're going to be dealing with 2 features. Upper level ridge developing over the Ohio Valley, and an upper level trough sitting off of the East Coast. Now that upper level trough is what's left of our upper level low that's been impacting the Northern Mid-Atlantic. The question is whether a backdoor cold front that will set up around New England will be able to slide south and west through the Northern Mid-Atlantic. At this time, I don't think that backdoor cold front will make it through, and thus New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan areas will remain on the warm and dry air mass that is setting up over the Ohio Valley. However, we're going to keep an eye on this backdoor cold front as it can slide south and west and produce overcast skies and the threat for showers. So for now, we're going to keep an eye on it, but I think we're going to stay on the warm side of this cold front as the area low pressure over the Atlantic begins to exit further out into sea. And to be honest, the position of this upper level low on all model guides is not all that favorable for an aggressive backdoor cold front. I could certainly see some overcast skies for eastern Long Island, but I think much of the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area will experience a rather pleasant weekend this weekend, with only a few isolated showers possible as they drop down from the Hudson River Valley. Otherwise, go out and have some fun this weekend. Now next week is looking very interesting. The pattern for next week is going to feature a strong upper level ridge building from the southeast into the Northern Mid-Atlantic. This is called our southeast ridge, and as you can see, a lot of the low pressure systems associated with this type of pattern, where we have a deep trough in the west and a ridge in the east, tracks from the southern plains into the eastern Great Lakes. That puts much of the Northern Mid-Atlantic, or really all of the Northern Mid-Atlantic, in a very warm and humid weather pattern as the air mass comes out of the Gulf of Mexico and moves right up the East Coast. Now, for the most part, I think that the cold front that will be moving through the eastern Great Lakes will stall out over the Ohio River Valley and the eastern Great Lakes from Monday on through Wednesday. However, a few weak disturbances, especially at the mid-levels, will be able to track from southwest to northeast over the Northern Mid-Atlantic, producing the threat for scattered showers and thunderstorms each afternoon Monday through Wednesday. Not everyone will see rain, but those that do can expect some very heavy downpours and the potential for a few severe thunderstorms capable of large hail, frequent lightning, wind gusts over 50 miles per hour, and yes, even an isolated tornado. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this threat once again for much of next week. But the good news is that if you don't have a thunderstorm, you can expect scattered clouds and temperatures for highs in the 70s and 80s. Dew points are going to be up there too in the upper 50s to lower 60s, so it will be humid out. But overall, a rather nice start to next week can be expected as our upper level pattern shifts to a much warmer and much more enjoyable weather pattern. Thank you for trusting in NYNJPA Weather as your weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have an excellent day.